Hey everyone, welcome to Michigan Out of Doors. I'm Jenny Olson and we've got an exciting all-new show lined up for you this week. We'll stop in for a visit with a retired DNR conservation officer who just wrote a book about his career. It's very interesting, you won't want to miss that. But before we get to that, we're going to show you a few of our late season deer hunts that we had.
Well, that's right, Jenny. We are pretty excited for our late season hunts on this week's show. Actually, Jenny, Jordan, and Gabe were all able to get out in the last week or so and do some late season hunting with some really good action from really all over the state of Michigan. Make sure you stay tuned. Lots of good stuff on this week's show. I'm Jimmy Gretzinger, and it's time for Michigan Out of Doors.
From the first spring rains to the soft summer breeze, dancing on the pine forest floor, the autumn colors catch your eyes. Here come the crystal winter skies. It's Michigan, Michigan out of doors.
What a beautiful day in the woods.
Someday our children all will see this is their finest legacy, the wonder and the love of Michigan. As the wind comes whispering through the trees, the sweet smell of nature's in the air. From the Great Lakes to the quiet stream, shining like a sportsman's dream, it's a love of Michigan we all share.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Country Smokehouse, a sportsman's destination since 1988, featuring varieties of homemade sausage, jerky, brats, and gourmet entrees. Holiday gift boxes can be assembled in-store or online. Details at countrysmokehouse.com. By Showspan, producing consumer shows including the Ultimate Fishing Show Detroit, January 11th through 14th at Novi's Suburban Collection Showplace. This show features fishing tackle, trips, boats, and seminars from top pros. The Ultimate Fishing Show, Novi, January 11th through 14th. By AnglerQuest Pontoons, a mid-Michigan company building boats for fishermen by fishermen. AnglerQuest pontoons are designed for comfort and functionality. On the web at anglerquestpontoons.com.
Soaking in the rich tradition of Michigan hunting for over 30 years, Vanguard is proud to sponsor our friends at Michigan Out of Doors TV.
Well, some of us here at the TV show didn't have a very lucky deer season. I still have all of my tags in my pocket as of January 1st, so I decided to head out to Lapeer County to a friend's farm where they're having a lot of trouble with way too many deer out there that have actually had such an impact on the crops. It's costing them a lot of money when it comes to harvest time. So Matt and I headed out. I had my trusty rifle in hand, and I was about to fill a doe tag.
On a windy New Year's Day, my fiancé Matt and I headed out for the last day of deer season in Lapeer County. I'd been hunting for 2 seasons with my Ruger 450 Bushmaster and was hoping this evening I'd finally be able to pull the trigger on a doe and break it in.
So we're going to see what happens. We're going to go sit out on a fence row in a little box blind, and if a buck comes out, I'll grab the camera, Matt will grab the crossbow. If a doe comes out, Matt will stay on the camera and I'll grab the 450. We'll see what happens. It is chilly out here. Maybe we should be ice fishing.
We got settled into the blind and got the heater cranking right away. With the low temps and the winds pushing 20 miles an hour, we decided to leave the windows closed until we were ready to shoot. Now, Matt's not too familiar with running the video camera, and to make it a little more challenging for him, I forgot the tripod attachment today. He was using my Vanguard shooting sticks to balance the camera as best he could. About an hour before dark, a yearling doe popped out in the field, and we finally had something to watch. Now we just needed a mature deer to come out into the field.
Here comes a deer.
Finally did it. Last day of the season. Last hour of the season. First day of the new year. And I've had this 450 Bushmaster from Ruger for a little over a year now, and I have hunted with it and have never had a shot opportunity until just now. Oh, that was a nice big old doe. Ooh. But so much fun. We finally have some meat in the freezer, so that's good too, and helping the farmer get some of these deer out of here. I guess there's just so many does and fawns and just mouths to feed off of all these crops out here, so we're helping him reduce the herd a little bit and helping fill the freezer. So we're going to wait till dark because the landowner's out here hunting tonight too. So we're going to wait so we don't ruin his hunt on the other side of the land here, and then we'll all head out and check it out and find that doe. Woohoo!
Landowner Tim Russell met us after dark to help track my doe. We reviewed the footage and the shot looked a little low but still lethal. After finding only a few specks of blood in the snow, Farmer Dale joined us in tracking, and we ended up finding her without a blood trail.
There's the deer. Got her. She is way back in here. What in the world? Yeah, I shot her kind of low right here. I'm guessing it's got a hurt or something, but wow. It's all plugged up too.
Froze over.
Yeah. Look at this is crazy. Here she is. Awesome.
This fine powder snow just absorbs the blood.
Yeah, it
was a
really
good shot. It
does.
was nice and low, right where you want it to be.
Yeah, that happened last year with Jimmy's doe in muzzleloader season, and he kind of lost hope that he even got her, and we didn't really find any blood, but we found the deer. So kind of the same story here, but
It was time to tag my doe and thank Tim and Dale for the opportunity here. They were both very happy to see another deer taken from the farm, and hopefully, with a reduced population next year, their crops won't take such a hit. Fresh backstraps on the grill will be a perfect way to start the new year here in Michigan's Out of Doors.
Well, it's December 18th. Happy to be back in the bow stand. Unfortunately, we're losing some of our snow here, so this might be one of our last hunts with snow. I'm sitting in a tree stand I haven't hunted all year. I love this stand. I just could never get the wind right for it earlier in the year. It's pretty close to a bedding area. It's kind of low pressure day. It's been raining on and off. I don't expect the deer to move very well. As I say that, a deer just stepped out on the edge of the field. I don't expect them to move very well, so I want it to be close to the bedding area. I'm not sure if this is a doe or fawn, but hopefully we'll get a closer look, and hopefully the deer move tonight. Good start.
After having a couple of small bucks cruise by, I finally had a group of does working their way into bow range. The only problem was they came in pretty quickly, and I never had a chance to grab my bow.
And the joys of filming yourself. I just had 4 deer come in right underneath the tree. They were calm. They had no idea I was here for the most part. I just could never pick up my bow. They were too close, and I had one mature doe on each side of the tree, so I couldn't really move. I was able to get plenty of footage of them, but I could never get my bow in time to get a shot. I probably could have shot one of the younger does as they were leaving, but this time of year they're so skittish. I hate to rush a shot.
After several fun but unsuccessful attempts at trying to film myself shoot a doe with my bow in the late season, I decided to switch gears and grab the muzzleloader.
Well, it's December 30th. It is freezing this morning. Wind chill's about 10 below. Heading out to a farm. I've got a gun. For the first time this year, I've basically been bow hunting all of the late season, and trying to tape yourself, shoot an adult doe with the bow in the late season here in Michigan is pretty difficult. So running out of time. I still want to get one more deer for the freezer, so I'm going to take the muzzleloader out. We got some wind. We got some snow coming. Should be a good day to kind of still hunt, so that's going to be my plan. I'm just going to take it nice and slow, still hunt and try to find a doe and hopefully get it on camera. So I got camera, tripod, muzzleloader, shooting sticks. It's going to be a little bit of a process, but we'll see what we can do. Well, I've made it a few hundred yards. This spot is absolutely covered in deer sign. There's a bunch of cedars right here, and as soon as you get more than a couple inches of snow, these deer love cedars. I'm gonna sit here for 15 minutes, maybe a half hour, see if I can spot anything moving around on the outside of this thicket. There's beds all over right where I'm at right now, but I'm almost positive I didn't jump anything, so hopefully these deer are bedded somewhere else close by. Lots of sign through here though.
After having a few fawns and a small buck walk by, I finally had an adult doe step out and give me a shot. Brett. Almost immediately after I pulled the trigger, I noticed the camera didn't seem to be working quite right, and although I did get the kill shot on camera, it died soon thereafter. Feeling pretty confident in my shot, I decided to go look for the doe and give the camera a chance to warm up.
Well, here she is. Can't make this stuff up. It's so cold out this morning. The camera actually just quit operating right after the kill shot. I went to turn it back around to me. Nothing. Tried warming it up. Nothing. Went ahead and tracked this doe just because it's so cold out. I wanted to find her as quick as I could. Found her in about 100 yards, but the camera's been dead basically the whole time. So just goes to show how cold it is this morning. Like I said, wind chills 10 below or somewhere in that neck of the woods. So we're going to get her gutted and tagged and get her out of here as quick as we can because it's already starting to get cold. But that was a fun hunt. Still hunts are always really tough, really difficult to tape. So to get it done on camera, even though it wasn't the best footage, still a lot of fun and a great way to end the season here in Michigan. It is January 1st, last day of deer season. It's very cold. It's like 10 degrees right now and it's supposed to dip down real quick. It's real windy out there, so a friend of mine was nice enough to let us use this blind. Never hunted up here before, but seen there are lots and lots of deer tracks around here. Should be a good night. I'm hunting with my dad's old 44 mag Super Blackhawk. My dad passed away in September, and today is his birthday, so I decided to take out his gun. If they come in really close, I've got my prime compound bow. I don't usually carry a compound bow, but in this blind, perfect bow to get in these tight spaces and be able to shoot out these windows. So if one comes in, I hope to get one with the old 44.
There are 6 turkeys over there. Just walk behind us.
That's a nice big doe. Shot with a 44. She's about 50 yards away or so when I took the shot. I think I made a good hit. She jumped up, kicked her back leg, so I watched her run right up there. I marked it pretty good, so we're gonna wait and see if another one comes in, but I think I made a good hit. There she is right there. Man, what a beautiful doe. That is a big, long-nosed doe from up here in the North Country. Man, that was so cool. What a cool night, sitting with my son Reed. He videotaped the whole thing, and to do it with my dad's old 44 mag. This gun, he took this out hunting several times himself, but was not able to take a deer with it, and on his birthday, we're able to shoot a nice big doe with his gun. That's pretty special. Pretty cool that we're able to do that. What a big doe. Glad to end the season with one like that. That was so cool. Just a minute here. Can you see that first one? Take your time. What do you think?
I think I got her. When I shot her, I think I hit her right in the shoulder, cause it looked like her front shoulders were messed up when I shot her.
Nice job. Nice shooting. That might be your second deer with that gun this year, huh?
Yeah.
Well, we went out while there's still light out. We looked for my deer and found my deer, dragged it out to almost out to the truck, and then got back in the blind, and no more and got back in the blind. Got Reed set up, and we could see deer coming in. Deer came in, he took the shot, made a good shot. She ran maybe 10 yards. That was awesome. That was a heck of a hunt.
We saw a fawn, and then I looked back and there's a bunch of deer coming, and I picked out the biggest one and I shot it.
That's nice. What were you shooting with?
The 450.
Is that becoming your favorite gun?
Yeah.
Yeah, you shot a nice buck with it earlier this year, didn't you?
Yeah.
Nice. Good job, Reed.
Here in our great state of Michigan, our DNR conservation officers go through a lot of different things on a daily basis while on the job. So many of those things are interesting, and John Borkovich wrote a book all about his nearly 30 years with the DNR.
John Borkovich worked in St. Clair County as a conservation officer for 27 years. John recently retired to focus on sharing the importance of our natural resources through speaking engagements and his new book, Wildlife 911 on Patrol.
Over the course of my career, I was exposed to so many fascinating incidents. Many involve people, many involve wildlife. I just seem to have been at the right place at the right time over the years. And as time went on, I realized that through my job and through the conservation officer job, I was privy to things most people never see. Encounters with wildlife, as I mentioned, but some very interesting encounters with the public. Everything from a serious case to a humorous case to extremely dangerous type cases. So I started chronicling this information. I started putting it together, ended up putting it in a book. And the book will have fishing stories, it'll have hunting stories, it'll have littering stories, it'll have car chases, it'll have knife fights, it'll have gun fights. It'll have a story about a terrorist that I arrested. It was poaching deer. The book really shows a lot of that. It shows the human side to law enforcement, good and bad. It shows how I helped a lot of people, helped a lost hunter that was freezing to death. It shows the human side of when I would give a warning to somebody instead of arrest them. I have an old man that shot a great blue heron one day, and he's 86 years old, and I did not arrest him. I just had a, man-to-man talk, but it shows the human side of law enforcement, along with the burning desire I have to protect our resources. We love our outdoors and we love our fish, birds, and animals so much, but there still needs to be some laws to protect those. It's kind of an interesting relationship that I have had with the public. We have laws for good reason. We have good people. Sometimes good people make mistakes. And then you're going to have a few people, the general criminal element, that have a gun or a fishing rod. But basically, it's a nice relationship that I can work with the public, get along with the public, and still enforce laws that try to preserve our resources. What I like to think is, it's just not John Borkovich that wrote a book that was a conservation officer. I think there's a lot of people that are in the same position of loving our outdoors. Everybody that hunts, or most people that hunt, most people that fish are great people. There's very few people that disrespect our resources. It's not like a them versus us. As a conservation officer, I'm on the side of the hunters. I'm on the side of the fishermen. And because most of those outdoors people love the same resources that I love. A lot of our outdoors people belong to groups, and those groups are on the same side as I am, or I was as a conservation officer.
John's book was published just 6 months ago and is receiving a great response from folks across the country. I asked why he thinks people are drawn to his stories.
Possibly because everybody that hunts and fishes at one time broke a minor law or made a mistake, and we all understand that. So maybe that's a little bit of that intrigue that, hey, I understand how that guy could make that mistake. On the other hand, though, legal and ethical hunters take great offense to serious poachers. It's them versus us now, because people that teach their kids and their family to hunt legally, that see somebody that is a serious poacher, shooting deer at night with spotlights and rifles, those are the ones that the good hunters really despise. The poachers, the serious poachers, those are the ones that the legal hunters love to read about. Everybody can relate to the fact that we love our deer. We love to hunt deer. We love to feed deer. We like to see deer. And when someone poaches a deer, we take offense to that. So there's, I think, where a lot of the interest comes from.
John's book is attracting attention across the state and across the nation. The NRA recently purchased some of John's stories to reprint in their magazine, and Woods and Water News featured John last fall. Now, if you'd like to meet John, he will be at Outdoorama in Novi and at the Ultimate Sport Show in Grand Rapids. Both of those shows are in March. He'll have a booth and some book signing going on. He'll also be doing daily seminars. He's quite an interesting man, so if you have a chance, you might want to check that out.
Well, thanks, Jenny, for that story. That does look like a pretty cool book. And actually, both Outdoorama and the Ultimate Sports Show are both in March this year, and that's where we tape our 2 big buck nights. So if you shot a big buck this year, or if you know someone that did, you want to go ahead and get that deer scored by Commemorative Bucks of Michigan. They give us a list of all the deer that they've scored. But if you did shoot a big one, send us your picture through Facebook or on email. Send us the picture, send us the score, and then we invite people from those lists to participate in the 2 big buck nights, one at Outdoorama in Novi and one at the Ultimate Sports Show in Grand Rapids. That is always a lot of fun. Hey, if you missed part of this week's show or last week's show, if you want to see something again, you can always check out our website at MichiganOutofdoorsTV.com. We have full episodes of the show there every week, and you can check us out on social media as well, see what we're doing pretty much on a day-to-day basis around this great state. Thanks so much for joining us this week, and if we don't see you in the woods or on the water, hopefully we'll see you right back here next week on your PBS station.
Michigan Out of Doors is presented by Greenstone Farm Credit Services, making recreational land ownership possible across Michigan and northeast Wisconsin. Begin your land financing journey at one of Greenstone's 37 locations or visit greenstonefcs.com. By the Michigan Wildlife Council, entrusted with educating the public on how wildlife in Michigan's outdoors are managed and funded for the use and enjoyment of future generations. Learn how Michigan manages wildlife at hereformioutdoors.org. By Pictured Rocks Boat Cruises of Munising, exploring Lake Superior's Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore. With its sandstone cliffs, caves, waterfalls, and lighthouses, Pictured Rocks Boat Cruise is on the web at picturedrocks.com. By Jay's Sporting Goods, with locations in Clare and Gaylord. Jay's has been serving the Michigan outdoor enthusiast since 1971, with a wide variety of outdoor products. The gear, the knowledge, the tradition of Jay's. On the web at jaysportinggoods.com. Closed captioning provided by Marvo Mineral, makers of Lucky Buck, deer management products including minerals to supplement deer diets year-round to improve health and antler growth.
When I wander far away, a dream stays with me night and day. It's the road that leads to my home state. I am a Michigan man. Changing seasons paint the scene like rainbow trout in a hidden stream. The white-tailed deer in the tall pine trees. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my hands. Lord above, I love this land. I am a Michigan man. From the Keweenaw down to St. Joe, Kalamazoo, East to Monroe, to St. Marie and back again. I am a Michigan man. I am a Michigan man. Ask where I'm from and I'll show you my